This is Real Talk with James King L. 5609 Radio. Oh, let's talk. Real Talk with James King L. Oh, let's talk. Real Talk with James King L. Real Talk is bringing you the news, interviews, food reviews, and so much more with your boy, James King L. on 5609 Radio. Oh, let's talk. Real Talk with James King L. Oh, let's talk. Real Talk with James King L.
Welcome to a new episode of Real Talk with James King L. I am your host, James King L. Today, as you can see, we have a special guest today. He goes by the name of Big Moay. He's an Atlantic City legend and a hip-hop pioneer. He's here to finally break his silence because he's one of the first ones to set the hip-hop video market on fire. But before we get to that, we it's always good in a good interview to have a good background on this. So I'm gonna start off with can you please tell us about your music career?
Back in the day, used to rap, and I went by the name of Cool K, and hip-hop has always been in my blood. The first time I heard it, somebody was on the boardwalk. It was this group of kids, like 3 or 4 minutes, playing this music I never heard, but I knew I liked it. And I didn't understand what it was then until I heard it again. And ever since then, I've been a hip-hop head.
Excellent. What actually made you fall in love with hip-hop?
I like the cadence. I love bars. I'm a bar fanatic. I love the way how creative it is, and no rapper should be the same. No two rappers should be the same. And give me bars all day.
Excellent. How did Hot 16's come about and when?
Hot 16, at this time in my life, I had finished with the drug game and everything. I was trying to find some new ways to, make money and just, take the everyday struggle to a different format. So one day I'm sitting in the house. I was living at the Lighthouse. I'm sitting in the house and I have this camera, this video camera, and my son Molay, my nephew Smoke, and who was that? Cakes. They was in my living room making all this noise and stuff. So I was like, come on, I'm gonna record y'all rapping. And first they was laughing at me and stuff, but then Smoke got on and he did it for me, and then Mo came out the room and he did it. And once I saw it, and he blazed it, and once I saw it, that sparked me to get other people. So then I started venturing out, talking to other people that I knew and got them on it. And that Hot 16's Volume 1 was a classic.
What year was that released?
I don't know the year. I'm not good with that. But let me see, what was it? Maybe the 90s, late 90s?
Definitely
early
90s.
2000s, yeah, maybe
Yes.
late 90s.
Okay. Now, a lot of us seen it from the outside looking in, but from the inside looking out, what impact did you see in your community from the release of the Hot 16 series?
Good question. One thing that I liked was that the rappers were finally getting recognized on the streets. Because what it did was they would be asked, I saw you on the Hot 16. You were nice, you know what I mean? And then they would come to me in turn. They would come to me and say, yo, people really recognize me now. Appreciate it. I want to get on the next one.
Excellent. How did that affect the original artists that you filmed, as far as your son and your nephew and the other artists you spoke of? Did you see did you see them build more confidence in that path and begin to believe in themselves from something that was just a vision?
Well, yes, and also the competitive nature of hip hop. When my son and them, they were open to have other people come on because they wanted to show that they were better than them, and they wanted to see the competition and wanted to fight and see who was the best in Atlantic City. That's basically what it was. It was unspoken, but it was really who is really the best in Atlantic City.
Excellent. That is actually real fundamental hip hop. All hip hop artists share that sentiment, especially the ones that actually go somewhere with it. So now, this is like similar to the questions I asked already, but it's a little bit different. What was your vision for Hot 16's?
At first, it was the vision was just doing something. I hate being bored. And I wanted to bring the city together. Not that it was apart. It wasn't like as territorial as it is now. When I was coming up, the Adriatic Avenue from MLK to Pennsylvania Avenue, that was the strip. And everybody from all over the city would come there. You could find anything you want there. And at this point, I was just wanting to bring the hip-hop heads together, and to be honest, let's see who is the best. Let's see if you could back up what you say, how good you are, and we're gonna put it on tape.
That's excellent. Did it live up to your expectations?
Yeah, it far exceeded it because I didn't know that this was going to give people confidence, and for them, one of the best things I got out of that was seeing them being recognized for their talent in the streets. And little kids, people coming up to them, they out eating. Somebody say, yo, I seen you on the DVDs. They walking down the street, yo, I seen you on the DVD. And they would let me know that they appreciate it. So that was good. And it was good for the masses to see who really was nice.
Right. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. So, just to go back a little bit again, what led to you, like, what was the background to you actually releasing an actual album?
Back in the day.
Yes, because a lot of people don't know that you actually had an album out.
Yeah. At this time, the 80s, there was a lot of money in the streets. And I paid $10,000 for that album. Well, yeah, for the album. It was a single, instrumental on the other side. And it was vinyl. And what it was that I could rhyme. You know what I mean? I could rhyme. I had little scales and stuff. And I had the money. Right. So I said, I'm going to make an album, or I'm going to make a record just so I could have it. And I had a cousin that was from Harlem. And I had went and snatched him up in the 80s, and we was running around Atlantic City wilding. And he did it with me, my cousin Vinny Vince, AC Vinny Vince. He's still into the hip-hop industry now as we speak. I love you, Vinny. And we made the record, and it was pretty good. You know what I mean? We printed up, maybe 1,000. We sold maybe 600. I have one left. I have one hard copy left. And eventually I'm going to get that to my son, Molay.
Absolutely. That is what's up. So what did anything throughout the process and the different artists you showcased and the different volumes you released, did anything actually shock you?
What shocked me sometimes was how good people were. You know, a lot of everybody's a rap artist, an MC. But are you nice enough? And it shocked me that there was groups and solo acts out there that were nice, like The Raw. When I first recorded them, I was like, yo, they nice. As I'm recording them, I'm seeing what they're doing. And, Hawk, all of them, they really were nice. And
Hawk Do, aka Street Cash.
Yeah. Hawk Do and Crime Family, Trav.
Oh yeah.
His little crew, they were nice, man. They was really nice, and I was impressed with how they did. And so it was that, and it was also people wanting to get on it after that. After certain people solidified and said it was official, you know, they got on it. And me, I went over the whole city. I went to Wildwood. I went to Bridgeton. I would go all over and get these artists. As long as you called me and said you wanted to get on, you could get on. I don't care if the masses thought you were trash. If you made that phone call and we set up an appointment, you could get on, because it was for hip hop.
Right.
And it was for a certain period of time in their lives where, you know, it was more MCs, people wanting to be MCs than DJs and producers.
Right. Now, what do you see different today than from then, far as the hip hop scene in South Jersey?
Now I see it. They make music and they have a platform that we didn't have. Like, you could sit in your house and actually make a video, and you could reach the masses. I don't think they're taking advantage of it. I don't think they're taking as much advantage of it as they should. I think that everything should be tailored to that. Because in our era, as you well know, you made a hard copy, DVD, CD, or cassette tape, and you went out there on a block and grind.
That's right.
And now, you know, with this social media and everything, they have a platform where they don't even have to do that. And if we had that, oh my Lord, if we had that back then.
But let me ask you this: Do you? What is your opinion on, like? Do you feel as though that helped develop the artists better back in the day because they had to do that, or do you think that it's better that they don't have to do it?
I think it was better because if you were trash on the DVDs, you got the feedback. People would tell you trash. So, you know what I mean? So in that way, you was able to step your game up. A lot of people hawked me down to get on the DVD. I let them get on the DVD, and, you know, they got a bad response, and they never asked again. You know what I mean? They just never said, I want to get on the DVD again. So I think it was good. I think it was good in that aspect, that you had to be nice. And if you was nice, the people would tell you that.
Right. Yeah, it's nothing like a actual connection with the people. I think that's a great point, and I think that's a part that is actually missing now, because if you think about like all the social events that were done, the shows, the talent shows, the different ways that people interacted with each other, it's not much of that anymore. And there have been, because you know I followed the standard of what you set when I came out with the street props and all that dirty Jersey stuff. It was all like kind of like the same format. I made a couple of adjustments so I wasn't literally biting, but it was basically like the same type of thing. And I some days wonder, I say, what if Hot 16's came back out again in a new virtual way? Well, I wonder how Molay will go about that now in this current era, because there is a lot of talent in the area. It might even be questionably more talent, but everybody's saying they have platforms, but today's platforms in comparison to yesterday's platforms are not platforms at all. That's like I have my tape and you have your tape. But the actual like a Hot 16 platform, that was a platform that you could put all these different tapes on, and everybody could be seen in one actual place. Like today, they don't have that. It's like you got this group, this particular group is on this channel, that particular group is on that channel, and this and that. So you never make a connection. You never get to see if anyone is better or worse, and all the things you're speaking of. You don't see that no more. So I was just thinking, and listening to all of the fans from that time that still miss these projects, I'm wondering if you could do something similar like that now in the 2020s, where you possibly could do something and be able to showcase all these different talents that are on the come up now, but on one particular platform.
Yeah, well, in hip hop, one thing that you want to do, what you want to be, is your talent exposed. You want people to hear it. So what they don't do now, they don't drop new songs or new artists. You know, they just play the same old songs, 5, 6 that's hot artists. And you need a platform that breaks new artists. Now, let's say if I was going to try to do something like that in this era, I would have a platform, or maybe YouTube, something like that. I would name it Hot 16's, you know, something like that. And I would have people come on dropping maybe eight bars or something like that. 8 or 16, probably 16 bars. You know what I mean? The Hot 16's, and just see what you got. You know what I mean? It could be a cappella or original music. And I think that would be something that you would be good in. And I give you permission to use Hot 16's, and you could do it with your talent and with your vision. I share that with you, my brother. And if you want to put a Hot 16's out, you have my permission and my support.
I love that. To take it a step further, I would like to just be the medium to help produce it and push it out. But I think the people want to see your return. I mean, I hear it all the time. I get when you avoid a lot of people these days, so you don't get to hear it. But I'm telling you, man, and also what would be great about it is we'll actually get to work together on something. You know what I mean? Because like I said, you set the tone. I came by after that and kept it pushing, and we always kept a good rapport and relationship through the whole time, always to the day. And I think we could mess around and do that together. But you'll still be in the driver's seat of the car you built. You know what I mean?
I feel I'm 61, right? I've been running these streets for years, and I'm just tired. But with your skills and your talent, that is something that you could do. And I can consult, you know, I will consult you, but I wouldn't want to do it hands-on.
Could you do it? Could you host it for at least 2 seasons or 3 seasons just to make sure that the format is put together properly?
I would do that for you.
Excellent. Because the people really, I'm speaking for them. Because they get, you know, I'm out here, you know how where I'm at right now, where they can literally get right to me very easily. I'm predictable where I'm gonna be at and stuff like that. And they be asking me these things all the time. And then there's some artists you haven't even met because they came out after you did your thing, and they all was like, man, I wish I'd have been on it. I would have did this and I would have did that. And so that'd be like it'd be a way to bridge the generational gap and set the standard so that the new people doing their thing can learn from the pioneers of this thing that they be doing.
Right. That's a good point.
Because in New York, in Philadelphia, Chicago, all these other places, they don't have that problem. But out here in South Jersey, the youth are completely detached from their history.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like that is something that can be done, that could be done, because most rappers locally wouldn't have that exposure. But all it takes is one video to go viral. So if somebody do got a Hot 16, you know what I mean? You maybe get 10 people on every show just to do a Hot 16. You know what I mean? And it's just it's all about the bars. You know what I mean? Drop your Hot 16, a cappella, or whatever you want to do it with a beat. And I actually feel like you shouldn't even use a beat. I think you should just go a cappella, because a real hip-hop head is going to say, oh, he nice. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then maybe have a way where they could interact to get that person back on.
Right.
You know what I mean? To see the consistency, if he could, if that was just a one-hitter quitter, or if he really got it in him. And a lot of these kids got it in them. They just need the exposure.
Excellent. You hit the very vibe. That's what I can't even get it out. those are some very valid points. And I think we can do that, man, and then utilize the radio station to start showcasing some of the people that grow from that platform, because their music can start being rotated on the station, like you were saying, and they start connecting all the pieces, because the station has been up for about 6 years now, 7 years, and to be honest with you, it has not featured local artists. Like, even none of my old music is even, I got one record on there, not because I feel like I had to, but other than that, it hasn't. It's been a complete disconnect. So this could kind of bring all of these things together. Of course, we had to run some stuff by you to see what you're happy with, because you know best. So, but those would be some options available to the table. Whereas though the youth that are rising up now can hook up with the people that set the criteria in the first place to give them that real game they need to succeed in the field. And then they could take that and add it on with this new thing that they have now. Because I'm a firm believer of, if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going. And no disrespect to all these other communities that have done their thing, but some homage need to be paid to the people that set the standard in this market. And they need to be proud of the forefathers of the culture that came from here, because everybody else is showcasing what they have, and now our babies are celebrating other people from other places and not acknowledging where they actually come from for the fact that they don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that. I think you have a good opportunity here to capture that time period and that time frame and that essence, because they do want it. I don't understand why they don't focus on that more. Because it's a grind. You can reach the masses, but it's still going to be a grind. But it's just way simpler than it was when we was coming up. And I think you would be great in that, in bringing that back.
I love to play my part, but man, what you did with the 8 block and all that, man, it still give people the chills and goosebumps now. So that's why it would be important for you to play a role in all that, because some people, they wouldn't rather hear it from nobody else.
And like I say, for you, Zach, my brother, I would do something like that for you. As long as I ain't, technically hands-on. If you need me for anything as far as consulting or, hosting, I would do that for you. But I'll pass that torch to you. And I know you would blaze it. I know you would blaze it.
Yes, sir. And I appreciate that. And I like exactly what you said, because we can do those things, and you know me, I like to keep it moving, because a fish that don't swim gonna drown.
Yeah. And my Hot 16's, it's something that I created, but it's everybody who ever put a rap on there, a verse, or gave me a shout out. It's yours too. You know what I mean? That's everybody's. You know what I mean? Everybody who was ever on there and showed love. It's your Hot 16's too. And it's your memories. Because what it does, and what I captured was a time period in Atlantic City that has never been, you can't duplicate that. And what I mean by that is, you see people on the DVDs at a young age. They're 17, 18, maybe 14, 15, 19, 20. And now a lot of them are not here anymore. So to have them in a good light when they were here, and then now some people just locked up, some people passed away, you know what I mean? Some people, moved away. So I captured a part of Atlantic City that I don't think will ever be captured again.
That's definite. Absolutely. Now, that's what I was. That's what I had the time to prepare to ask. But outside of that, is there anything else you would like to touch on?
Yeah, I got a question for you. When Hot 16 came out, what did you think when you first heard it? And do you know where you first saw it or heard it at?
Somebody, I was at my crib. I'm trying to remember where was I living at the time. I moved around a little bit, but I was working on some music. And I was in my spot, and I'm sitting this, and I'm like, to be honest, I was like, they can't fuck with me. Like,
yes,
you know, like, like these niggas tripping. Like, I'm about to put my shit out. But then after that, it was like, but it felt good because it was something that was here. Because everything else was from everywhere else. So it was organically here. Then after that little shocking part came, you know what I'm saying, where the MC part, you know, was like, nah, I'll take all of them. Then it settled in and everything calmed down. Because I'm a realist at the end of the day. And I'm sitting there like, yo, this is so good for our culture. Like, this is real good. And I seen a lot of things, but that caught me off guard. So I was like, wow. And then the artists I never heard of. At that point, I never heard of them. Because I was so in my own world and working on the things I was working on. Because that's when I was putting out my own projects and stuff. So I was just trying to get better and stuff like that and learn how to, you know, engineer and record and you know, everything dealing with like the studio and putting out the projects and learning the graphics and all that kind of stuff. But when I seen that was like, wow, because with what was missing, you had a couple guys that had videos. You had a couple guys that you got to see visually outside of actually seeing them in person. So when I seen that project, I was like, oh shit. And then they kept showing other people. So it was like, wow. So at first they're like, okay, he's from there and this is his people and the blah, blah, blah. But then, and I was always one of the guys that hated when people tried to keep everything to just them and theirs. I never liked that. And if you follow my career, I've never been like that. Like, I don't like that. That rubs me the wrong. It's almost like bullying to me. So I didn't like that. So then when I seen that you showcase other people outside of your own people, and then and some of the times I was like, yeah, he really like his people because they shouldn't have made the cut. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, he's genuine about this. So then I was like, yo, I really love this joint, man. Like this is necessary. So then, be straight up, I actually was making copies of it. And I was going to New York a lot, so I would take copies of my tape. I forgot what it was called at the time. It's like I can't remember what it's called, but I was already taking my tapes up to New York to the bootleggers of Canal Street. So I made copies of your joint and took that up there as well, so that other people can see that we got it popping down here.
Right.
So that was my approach, you know. We'll take one commercial break real quick and we'll be right back with you.